Okay, people, guess what? We're back. We are back, and we are converting another FD lens. I know it's been a while. I know you guys have missed me, but I'm back. But today we're doing something very, very different. Whereas I have a whole series of videos, you can go check them out on YouTube. I'll leave a link. I don't know if this is going to be on YouTube or Instagram or whatever, but I'll leave a link wherever this is. And you can check them out, of me converting my whole set of FDs to EF mount and cine-modding them. This is one I actually picked up recently. This is the Canon nFD 15mm f 2.8 Fisheye, which is a really fun lens. And unfortunately, Ed Mika, the person that manufactured all these mounts that I use to convert all my lenses, doesn't sell them directly anymore. He only sells them through distributors and modifiers. So actually I had to get this one professionally serviced. So I didn't convert this one myself, but I got it sent to cine-modded Lens, where I covered up his logo, but it's right there. He did a great job on it. But I had a request from a buddy of mine that wants to test this out on his Canon AE1, I think, like his FD camera. And this is one I actually never really had as an FD. I bought it and immediately sent it to go get converted to EF so I could use it. And there you go. But it came with a little baggie full of all the screws and pieces to convert it back. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you know, I always say, oh, well, these are 100% reversible mounts. You know, you can always hang on to the pieces so that you convert it back to FD and put it back on your camera or sell it to a analog photographer or whatever. And until now, no one's really challenged me or taken me up on that. So this is sort of an interesting thing, not just to like take apart a 15mm lens that I've never, taken apart before, and document it in case I break something, but also kind of hold myself to account to say like, hey, you said you could convert these back. Let's see if you can. So I'm gonna hop into this. I actually gotta grab a couple tools and I'll be right back. Okay, and we're back. So I'm not doing the whole shebang here where normally I would like grease the iris and take out the little ball bearing and stuff like that and put these on. Since I'm undoing all that, don't really have to change much. I want to actually leave this follow focus here on because he did a really good job of putting this on and it's solid, so I want to leave that. I don't need anything for the front, so I'm going to keep this cap on the whole time. You guys get to see it. And we'll start this way and I'll see, hopefully it's like riding a bike. First I want to get all the pieces. These have all been like bouncing around this little Ziploc bag. So there's a couple screws here I need to get. Okay, 1, 2. I'm missing a third one. There it is. 1, 2, 3. 3 screws. Great. I'll need those later. And then the ball bearing I see. Something that makes me a little nervous. There's a spring right here. And I don't know where that goes. So maybe I probably should have called up Ron Sim and been like, hey, I'm gonna convert back one of my lenses. Can you tell me how to do it? But let's see. I think that's everything. Right, yeah, because these 4 screws go back on, and they're already on there. And then these are the ones that go on the side, on this mount. Eventually it's gonna look like that. And the big question is like how this whole spring situation goes back, because that's like the tricky part at the end. But luckily we're not there yet. Easy part is take the mount off. There's 4 screws. So this, again, just to recap if anybody is watching, is not how to convert your FD lenses to EF mount. No. This is how to convert your EF converted lenses back to FD mount. All right, so that pops off. There's 1 screw, 2, 3, 4. Get out of there. Get out of there. It's like, I don't want to go. This is a super cool lens, by the way. I bought it I bought it for a specific short that I was gonna do, where I needed like full 180 degree fisheye, just as wide as I possibly could go. Oh, what is that? There's a little thing on smudge on there. Just to make sure it's not scratched. No, that's okay. Yeah, I bought it for this short, And didn't end up using it for that, but I've used it a couple other times, and it's awesome. It's on full frame. It's 180 degrees. So it's super wide. It's super fun. Actually, it's 2.8, which is really fast, and actually it's pretty good close focus too. So it's a cool little lens. It's a great effects lens, or even documentary if you just want to capture a whole space as wide as you possibly can. So all right, I'm down here. And this is now I've got to backtrack a little bit. I'm like, shit, how did I do this before? Okay, I don't really want to go much further because there's no point. Nolan, sorry, you can deal with a declicked aperture. I do want to take this out. Great, so I take the bushing out. Well, maybe I can put the aperture back in. It's not that hard. Yeah, let's do it. Here we go. So, boom. Wow, you did a great job greasing this too. It's interesting for me to see because I've never seen professionally done one. I've always taken apart my own. So this goes in that little thing there. Let me get something magnetic. So this sits in this little slot right there. Yes, ma'am. Oop. There you go. Okay, so that's in. You guys, I don't know if you can even see that. It's like, sits right there. That's the clicking of the aperture. And now, that goes there. So then this slides on. Boop, 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 boop. And then the little release has to get pushed down. Click. And then, uh-oh, I don't hear clicks. Did I do something wrong? Oh, I guess that's what the spring is for. Okay, it's all making sense to me. Ooh, so then now that's in there. I can get this out. I can fix this. Oh, shit, that is in there. All right, I'm gonna cut. This is embarrassing. It's stuck in there now, and this spring has to go in. So, talk to you guys in a second when I figure this out. Okay, so yeah, that's unsuccessful. So that's interesting. I have now put the ball bearing inside this little divot where normally there's this teeny little spring that lives in there that pushes the ball bearing out so that it can roll over each one of the bumps that causes the clicking of the iris. It's in there. It's like, cause it's machined to fit in there. It's like perfectly fits in there. I couldn't get anything out. Maybe if I get a really strong magnet or something later, I can get it out. It's not obstructing anything, which is fine. I wish it wasn't in there, but anyway, maybe I'm gonna convert this back to EF next week, so maybe I'll try to get it out when I'm back inside this lens. But for now, still declicked, even though the ball bearing's in there. This is going great. All right, so I'm not gonna try to do anything more than just basically converting it, because after getting burned a little bit that way, I'm like, all right, nope, I'm done. Okay, so now I have to remember how all this goes together. I'm pretty sure once this goes on, then this little ring comes in, and there's a little notch here that lines up with this little notch. Oh god, it is all coming back to me. This is fun. See, that pops in, cool, and then it rotates, so this sits in that little divot there. And then this helps with the iris control. But what really controls the iris is when you put this on. So to do this part, I think it helps if you set it, I'm gonna set it at like f22. I'm pretty sure that helps, I forget. Because basically, where is it? This little thing, this longer one, spring, controls the iris, which that has to sit in here. You guys see that? See the iris opening and closing? Maybe not. So that sits in this little goalpost. And then this one is interesting. Where does this one go? The F? I have no idea. Sometimes there's like a second one there, but there's not in this case. Well, let's see. If this goes in here, and that one goes somewhere here. Oh, wait. Hold on. There's a couple. I'm a little lost. Hold on. There's a couple pieces. A couple things that have to happen first. I think this goes on first. Okay. Backing up. This guy goes on first. Okay, so this sits on there just like that. These line up. Great. At the very least, if I screw up from here, the thing is, it can physically be mounted on an FD camera. Might not be able to control it, but we're getting to the point where it technically will work, which is, I consider that a success. All right, and screwing this in. All right, boom. Great, so that's on. Then this goes on, right? And then this goes on top of it, right? Yeah, okay. This goes on, then this goes on top of it. Okay, cool. So this part goes on. So what we talked about, this has to sit in that goalpost. I have no clue what this other thing is for. I think it's for this piece. Does that make sense? No. Weird. Wait. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay. I just couldn't see it because I'm looking at it from a weird angle. This little piece. This piece, you see, also controls the aperture. It's like an aperture release function kind of thing. So you need both to work. So basically this part releases it so that this part can manually do it. When you override it, this part manually does. When you do the manual aperture control, this just does it all the time. But you need this little release function to actually work with it. So, and this little release function, this has a spring, so it wants to go that way. You know, I cut off there, but yeah, so that little piece right there wants to, the spring pushes it this way, counterclockwise from what at least I'm looking at. So we want to push it the other way. So this, see this spring goes, he pushes the other way. And then this little piece, as long as that's pushing on the, whatever, I'll call it the left side of it, then this piece can go all the way down. So I guess it makes sense. Yeah, it makes sense for this to be essentially stopped all the way down. That's why I put it to f22, because this goes all the way down like there, which gives us room to get, like, plenty of room to get that little notch, this little notch, to hit there. So I hope so. Let's find out. You can't really see it when you go in, and these don't perfectly line up. They're like a little offset, so I'm kind of like flying blind here, but in theory this should work. Oh, okay, let me start over. I'm rusty, guys, I'm rusty. You know, I'm not Matt too close over here. One day, maybe. All right, and coming off. Okay, so I'm just gonna give myself a little more help, and I'm gonna pull it all the way over, sitting on a little ridge now. And this one now, I'm going to set. Basically, as long as this one will find its place, as long as this goes directly in the middle of those poles, then we're good. So I can kind of see, you guys probably can't see it all, but I'm guiding it right now to what I'm holding with my right hand. I'm guiding that right in the middle of those goalposts, and I might have missed again. I think I did. Oh, maybe not. Definitely missed. Okay. Third time's a charm. I wonder if this has anything to do with it. It's like a weird spot. Looks like it's getting stuck. Okay. Gonna guide you in. Beep, 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 beep. Oh yeah, that feels good. And then let's see, I want you to go, oh. Okay. It's close. It's like there, it just has to be. And then, yeah, so then once I do this, now I forget. You have to rotate it, I think to the right. Maybe it's to the left. Oh, it's one of those ways. So that it sits into place. Because right now, if I tried to put it together, it's like not quite on. Oh, there it was. You need to release this latch, and then this is essentially the rotation that you guys are getting when you're putting it on and off a lens is what needs to happen. Wait, oh shit, maybe I didn't get it. Maybe this thing was like locked up right now. I swear it went right in the middle of those posts. Well, it's definitely hitting it on the right side. Is it hitting it on the left? Maybe I went to the left of it. Okay, technical difficulties, everybody. All right, let's try this one more time. Maybe this isn't sitting correctly somehow. So, okay. Let's go a different route. Let's go to, instead of the F22, let's go to this auto mode, which that's sitting in the groove. For auto now, this is sitting, basically that's what, if that's wide open, it's like all the way bloop, here. Again, this needs to be pushed that way. This needs to go right in the middle of those posts. And then this is like a whole thing that I don't know what to do with. I think it just plops in, but let's find out. Oh wait, no, yeah, it plops this piece. Okay. Which is, whoa, that's like way off. It's like all the way over here. So it needs to rotate. So this piece needs to rotate like all the way around there, I think, once we get it in. Let's find out. All right, so you got you here. And I'm like way overshooting this just so that I can make sure that I get it on the second spring to hit. See, something has like popped off again. I don't know if you guys saw that. I had control of it for a second. Ah, see, you popped off. Okay. Fifth time's the charm. Oh, maybe sixth. 6 times the charm. Gonna get it. Okay, you are there. No, it's definitely not on. No. Okay. Maybe I should just try this at 2.8. Is that? I remember that being really hard because that gives you like no wiggle room basically. All right. Instead of 2.8, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do 5.6. It'll find itself eventually. Basically, I'm just setting this by setting 5.6, or actually let's go f8. It's just basically where this is in relation to where this needs to be. So, because eventually they have to line up perfectly, but you get a little slack basically, depending on which side you're on. Okay, so you're gonna slot just right in the middle of those. Okay, oh, come on, I hit that perfect. Really? Nope, must have missed. Man, this is hard. because like you can't see, you just have to blindly trust that you're there. Use the force, Luke. Oh, see, all I needed was some Star Wars. See that? There we go, we're right on it, right on it. Now before I mess this up, I need this thing to sit in there, which again, right, didn't we say we rotate to the right? Isn't that right? Oh, it doesn't want to go though. Okay, so see, that's working. That's working. And this is working. See, that's working. So everything's in place now. We just needed to click in, and I think it has something to do with this notch and where this needs to be. Oh, these red dots need to line up. So it needs to go to the left, right? Boom. Hope you guys heard that. That was very satisfying. Click. There you go. Okay, so now we're in. I think you can rotate it, but I'm not going to because I'm here and I want to like lock this down before something comes loose. Okay, so now we're in the point where we just add our little locking ring at the very end. This has 3 screws, so if I can find out how these line up. Okay, still rolling. If I can find out how these line up, I can put this on. Oh yeah, there's a 2 little grooves here. They line up with these 2 little grooves there. Eventually they just, boom, sit in. Okay, see, it's perfectly flush. Love that. Very good. Let me pop a screw in. Right there, they pop on the side. So now the locking ring, which is holding that down, is being held in by the body of the lens itself. So everything's coming together. Boom, look at that, look at that. And voila, so it's all locked. And now it's back to FD mount. So remember, when we started out with EF mount, back to FD, and you can see from here, oh well, you can't actually because you have to pretend that it's on a camera, which is a way to hack it real quick to do that. But you can see the idea that, oh, actually you can. Eventually, you'll see that not only is it on, but it has all the controls that it would if it were mounted on a camera. I actually don't have an FD camera right now that I can show you guys, like, you know, how it would behave, like to actually really test it out. But if you click these 2 little things down, little safeties, you can trick the lens into thinking it's on a camera. See, there you go. So we're rotating it. Click. And now look. So we've got a little release that's working. And with the release, we have iris control. Boom. So, I'm a man of my word. We can in fact convert these back from EF mount to FD after you use the Admika mounts to convert them and cine-mod them. So now, can't throw this on my EF mount camera, boo-hoo, but that's okay because I haven't been really using this that often anyway. But I'm super excited for my buddy to throw this on his AE1 and take some great photos, play around with it. It's a really fun lens, and you basically, with these little Admika mounts, you get like a swappable mount. If you know, the same way there are some like EF, PL swappable mounts, this is a FT EF swappable mount. It just is a little bit more of a pain in the ass. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching again, and yeah, maybe I'll do a live video or something when I convert it back to EF for use on my cameras. All right, take care everybody, stay safe.